thunderstorms and whatnot. Yesterday we had a rather significant power outage where there were about 2,500 customers in the south portion of the city that were without power until about 4 a.m. this morning. I only know that because when I arrived home, I came home to lit candles because that's all we had in the house with lighting. Not a whole lot to talk about today. Have some important updates though. Update on hydrant flushing, the hydrant flushing schedule. June 10th through the 14th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is going to be on East State Street from Route 33 to the city limits. We talked about this. I talked about this last press conference, and it was basically that your water coloration can have kind of a rust tint to it. It's safe. So just know that it stirs up some of the sediment when they are flushing the hydrants. Probably a good idea when the flushing is going on not to wash your whites during that period, but just keep that in mind. Shade Tree Commission is meeting tomorrow at 7 p.m. We also have brought this up in the past that we will have the Ohio River sweep to include the Hocking River sweep. That's this Saturday. Registration is at 9 a.m. at the community center solar panels, underneath the solar panels. Cleanup will take place from 9:30 to 11:30. So you come on out and partake in that. Free t-shirt will be provided to the volunteers. Looking to see if there's anything else. Oh, wear clothes that will be suitable to picking up debris along the riverbanks. Probably a good idea to wear some boots as well. So come out and help with that. Something else that's coming up, and that is Athens in Bloom. Athens in Bloom is a planting with pride in our community contest. Participation in the 2019 Athens Bloom Planting Pride in Our Community contest. This is a contest, so we encourage people to partake in that. Plant a pot, a hanging basket, a flower bed, window front, or your entire property. How about that? Plant flowers throughout your entire property. Wouldn't have to mow grass, I guess. Then share a picture on Facebook or Twitter at Athens in Bloom by June 30th. Awards will be given in the following categories. One is the best embodiment of community. Most beautiful is another category. Another one is the People's Choice, displayed with the most Facebook likes. So that one everyone can chime in on. Eligibility, one business or government entity or two homes within the Athens city limit. You must be homes within the Athens city limit or business or governmental entity. Judging will take place on the week of July 1st. The winners will be featured in the Athens News and receive an award certificate from the city. So we will bestow that award upon you if you are selected. So this is one of those events that kind of leads into a bigger event that will be going on this summer, which is Athens, or America in Bloom. The city of Athens is an America in Bloom partner. We have been for 3 years now. Our first go at it, we ended up receiving a 4 petal rating when the rating was petals, and the highest you could get was 5. For cities in our category, which is, I believe, the under 25,000 category, we compete against municipalities such as Logan. Logan has been doing a wonderful job over the years of having lots of annuals planted in their downtown area. So keep that in mind. Get out there and participate. Take pictures of your garden or your flower pot or your hanging baskets, whatever, and you can send them that picture on Facebook or on Twitter to @AthensInBloom by June 30th. Do it. City pool. Talked about this a little bit in the past, and that is the swimming pool lessons. This is for second season. This is June 17th through the 27th. Know that that's coming up. July 4th is a free pool day. That'll be both the 3rd and the 4th of July. Swimming lessons third season is July 8th through the 18th. and the Athens Elk Free Fun Day at the pool. That is going to be July 17th from noon to 6 p.m. And then finally, swimming lessons, fourth season, will be July 22nd through August 1st. Some things going on around in the Arts West world, Monday through Friday, June 3rd, so it's underway and has been, through the 21st is the OVST Summer Theater Camp. I've talked about this in the past. Session 1 is from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. for grades 1st through 6th, with the theme being Find Your Inner Superhero. There is a cost, $200 for that particular camp. Session 2, afternoon session, is from 12 to 4, and this is for 1st through 6th graders, also $200. The theme for that one, it doesn't say. And then finally, session 3, this is from 12 to 4 for 7th through 12th graders, and its theme is called I Hope I Get It, where they focus on building skills and confidence in theater work. That too is $200. So each of those are 3 weeks in length. Keep that in mind. Thursday, June 27th at 7 p.m. is the Athens County Community Singers Patriotic Concert. And it is free admission. Again, this is at Arts West, so come on out for that, 7 p.m. on June 27th. You know, we've talked several times, both in council and I think I've mentioned as well, and that is the BRIC criterium is coming back, the beloved BRIC. There you see the course. The course will be Court Street from Union up to State Street. The riders will then turn onto State, and then they will turn immediately onto Congress and ride Congress up and then down to Union. From Union, they will turn to their left and cut over to Court Street and continue on again. So it'll be an oval, basically, a round track like it has been in the past. With that said, just keep in mind that there will be a significant street closure in the uptown area. If you're driving up West Union, you can turn on to High Street and use High to navigate around this closure. Or you can come up Richland Avenue if you're heading north on Richland Avenue and jump onto, I believe you can jump onto President Street, or you can pull onto Mulberry, and I believe it's Mulberry that you would pull onto. And Mulberry, you can either cycle around, or you can use Mulberry onto Park Place and then Park Place across to Terrace and circumvent the route that way. So keep that in mind. The BRIC criterium has an interesting history. It has been around since 1986, or was around, started in 1986. And continued on until 1998. I remember watching it in 1998 and was fascinated by the fact that the city of Athens had a race in the uptown area. And it has had such notables as Greg LeMond. He rode in the criterium, as did Lance Armstrong. A number of other pros and notable amateurs that have ridden in the BRIC criterium. So it's really going to be interesting to see the BRIC come back again to race on the bricks. From what I understand through Daniel Brown, who is one of the organizers along with his wife Ashley Brown, they have worked really hard to pull this off and to bring this all together again. And I know that they have spent a lot of time reaching out to a lot of avid cyclists to let them know that this is going to be going on. So I feel pretty good. This is going to be a good event as it rolls forward. The last thing I have for today with my press conference is that, as I've mentioned in the past, I think that Andy Stone, Service Safety Director for the City of Athens, and I attended the International Town Gown Association conference a few weeks back. And during that conference, we were learning a lot of things as to how different municipalities, university communities, how they do things. One interesting conference or session that I went to was dealing with with how State College and their police department at Penn State deal with things like immigrants or ICE asking them to do their bidding for them. And they've come up with some interesting ideas that I've stolen and brought back here to Athens for us to consider as well. But there's a lot of different things that were going on in this conference. Also during the conference, always a good time and always learning lots of new things about how others are doing, working with their universities, as well as the universities working with the communities. And during that, we had a really interesting time putting together a video to kind of showcase ITGA and what happens at ITGA meetings and what ITGA brings to university communities. I was one of the interviewees, but there was a lot of other board members for the International Town Gown Association, as I am a board member on ITGA. And so what I'd like to do is, it's about a 10-minute clip, and what I'd like to do is kind of kick this off and end my press conference with this interesting video. I hope you like it as much as I enjoyed putting it together. It was a lot of fun, and I think you might find this rather enjoyable to watch and learn more about the International Town Gown Association. Take care.
The International Town and Gown Association is a group of professionals that work day to day with the issues that are related to cities that have a university.
And ITGA puts together a toolbox that you can pull from to figure out how to manage your town gown issues most effectively.
The International Town and Gown Association is a great way to get colleagues together from the university and the city to talk about areas of conflict and opportunities of mutual benefit.
Fundamentally, ITGA gives us the ability to learn from colleagues around the country. We are all facing the same problems. High-risk binge drinking has been a significant issue on college campuses and their host communities for many, many years, and it's an issue that we all deal with, and we've been able to work with colleagues around the country at other schools and other towns to understand how they're managing those issues. We've also been able to network with other communities and other universities to look at community development and economic development programs, how they've managed game day situations, how they've handled the influx of fans on a football Saturday in some of our colleague communities that we work with through ITGA. So we've had an opportunity, I think, to really explore those kinds of issues with one-on-one conversations, as well as looking at best practice case studies.
It is extremely worthwhile to be a part of ITGA, to attend the conference, to be able to receive the materials that they send out. They have a nice website, a lot of information there, other resources, but it gives you perspective. I think you can get lost in your own situation, and if you see that really the issues that you're dealing with are issues that others are dealing with too, that's a perspective that's really quite valuable. And then when you realize you can turn to those folks and interact with them, learn from them, perhaps share with them some insights that you have about those issues, I think that's a really enriching professional and personal opportunity that people ought to pursue if they're in a town gown situation. The International Town Gown Association is the only thing you absolutely need to be a part of.
Every single year we bring back something, whether it's an idea around a campaign, whether it's something around a naming convention. One thing that springs to mind is an outduction package, which is something that we picked up from Florida University a number of years ago. So it's kind of turning an induction on its head and essentially preparing students for the transitional element of moving from halls to home or from campus to community. So the idea that the university is going to wrap its loving arms around students in year one when they're freshmen and provide all of the services, including accommodation and a campus environment. And then in year two, it's almost as if they're sort of set free into the community and allowed to sort of get on with things without much guidance.
You know, I've been attending the ITGA conferences for 10 years, and I can think of multiple occasions where I learned something here that I took back and directly applied. I can also think of multiple occasions when I ran into someone next year and they said, we heard you last year at your session talking about this. We went back and we tried it and it worked. Or we went back and we tried it and it didn't work, so we did it this way and it worked even better. So it's one of those unique conferences where you see results and it's small enough that you know the people who are here, and it's big enough that you're getting both a national and an international perspective, which makes this somewhat unique.
If a host community is not experiencing these what could be impacts of these large populations of students moving off campus, if they hadn't experienced it, as the institution starts to grow and students start to move off campus, they will experience it. And so what we encourage people is to say, look, plan. And be strategic about it and come in early. And so that's why I would encourage people to join the International Town and Gown Association, is that what you're looking at is ways to prevent conflict, to enhance quality of life. And more importantly, it's to build those key relationships and to create a culture that's healthy for the long-term residents and also for the student population.
When people come to a town, one of the things that our borough or the university, one of the things that we want to do are to allow some different opportunities for them to explore the town, see the university, and to meet some of the and to see the downtown businesses. So we have everything from dining dollars to seeing the stadium to highlighting through the mobile sessions. So it is a breadth and depth of exposing the host community and the attendees to the different ways that they have dealt with town and gown issues, and also ways that they have worked toward promoting the different amenities that they have with their attendees.
Every year we come to the ITGA conference and we steal ideas. We've done things like the Welcome Walk. There were some other folks that did that activity, and we were shameless in taking some of the ideas that they did and put them in our community, and our community loved it. So that would be one idea. Some of the other things that we've done, we're also innovating ideas and sharing those ideas back as presenters at the conferences. So not only are we takers, but we also are givers. Our team and I have had wonderful experiences where we've gone to different conferences, and Penn State was another one where we were able to go out and see their stadium, see their campus. I mean, it's beautiful, and just have a great time in those spaces as we're learning and networking with our other colleagues.
Athens, Ohio was established in 1797, and Ohio University was established in 1804. So the two of us have literally grown up together and have had strong relationships, have bad relationships. Most recently, they've become stronger. But I think a big part of that strong relationship now is because of things that I have learned with International Town and Gown Association. My first conference was 7 years ago, and I came by myself as a city council member. The year after that and onwards, it was partnering with my university counterparts and coming to the conference, to the point that we typically will come with, at times, 8 individuals, 4 people from the university representing various departments and levels of administration, as well as me being the mayor and my city council members and other individuals, service safety director. We come as a group so that we can basically hit all the sessions and divide and conquer. We kind of put a strategy together, like, I'm going to hit this one while you go to that one, and we'll come together at the end and share notes with each other. And that's the kind of thing that we're able to bring back home to Athens and continue to strengthen Athens and make ourselves in better. I see ITGA as a way in which communities improve themselves.
ITGA conferences allows people to get together from all over the globe, and we come together and network and have a lot of fun.
We can have fun, we can break out, we can make friends, and I look forward to the future where I will make stronger relationships and more relationships. I love the ITGA for the fun that we have. It's really good.
Last year was the first conference I missed in 9 years because my son was born. This year we brought him back, and so it's one of those unique places where you can show up with your 1-year-old son and know that you're welcome back to his family. And I think, again, that trust and that relationship is what makes this a really unique organization.
The best work is fun work. when you're networking with other peers and you're learning, that's a great opportunity to not only poke fun at some of the mistakes that we've had, but also learn from those things and be able to turn those situations into the best scenarios for our communities.
What I would recommend in joining the ITGA is don't wait. If you're already a member, you know you're going to stay in. If you're not a member, come to us. We are an open organization that is here to assist communities in how they improve their quality of life, how they do positive interactions between the institution and the local community, and importantly, between long-term residents and students, and how we really reshape the environment to have a healthy place to live in this place that we call home.